Tell you what now, you done turned into mouth dancing with your host Young. Thanks again for tuning in. You noticed a lot of guys don't use moisturizer? I think they're scared they're gonna be seen as gay or too feminine if they use it. I think in Western society it's pretty much a no-no for a guy to wear moisturizer. Unless he's gay, or maybe, I don't know, somewhat feminine, I guess, and he's not worried about being seen as feminine. It's not like something that guys really do. They don't put on moisturizer, do they? I think these days there are more products out there for men if they want to moisturize their skin. But it's kind of still taboo. I think you don't really hear guys talking about moisturizer, right? You don't really see like straight dudes going, "So what kind of moisturizer do you use? Your skin looks great today, you know?" They probably order them online if they do use it. They order it, very discreetly. I don't think they're going to walk into the drugstore and buy like a big bottle of moisturizer for men in front of everyone, probably. It's kind of weird though that something like that is seen as feminine. It's not really feminine if you put on lip balm, right? So you don't get chapped lips. Maybe some guys think that's weird too. They probably feel weird putting lip balm on in front of people, right? They probably think that's like a really feminine looking thing to do in front of someone. So they probably do it secretly at home, right? Because it's like, it looks kind of like the same motion as if you put on lipstick or something. But yeah, you don't really hear about dudes getting moisturizer. I think it's much more acceptable and normal in Asia, East Asia in particular. I don't know about Southeast Asia or other places, but it's like pretty normal, I think, for a guy to use moisturizer. I'm not totally sure about that, though. So don't quote me on that. I think it is, though. I don't think it's seen as weird or gay for a guy to do that. But here it's like guys would rather have really like chapped and flaky, peeling, dry skin than to use moisturizer, it seems like. Kind of strange, isn't it? What does that have to do with your sexuality? Not wanting to have dry skin? So, if you moisturize your skin, that means you are attracted to the same sex as people? I don't quite understand the reasoning behind it. Straight guy culture in America is really weird. And frankly, pretty stupid. Has anyone noticed that the Wall Street Journal seems to have been taken over by the globalist agenda, as they say? Super liberal and all about, identity politics and things like that. Another interesting thing I noticed is if you switch around the initials of WSJ, Wall Street Journal, guess what you get? SJW, Social Justice Warrior. Is that a coincidence? I don't think so. I think they're trying to tell us something. Sounds like a little hidden message that they put in there. They're trying to turn us all into, liberals who vote for Democrats. And I'm onto them. I know that the Wall Street Journal actually predates the term SJW by probably more than 100 years, but they've been playing a long game with this, That's what's going on here. They planned it out way beforehand. They knew that they were going to do this. And they knew about this SJW movement that was going to occur in the, I guess, late 2010s, early 2020s. I mean, it all started with the hippies, actually. And it just grew from there. But they knew about this. They've been planning it out for a long time. That's how these crooks think, you know, they want to take over the world. And they're doing it by making people concerned about social justice. Because justice is a bad thing. Especially social justice. Right? Anyone who's into justice is probably not a good person. And they're trying to infect our minds with this ideology and turn us all into justice warriors, you know, social justice warriors. And that's going to lead to the downfall of society when people care about justice socially. You know, if everyone's concerned about justice, then who's going to do any work? Who's going to flip the burgers, right? Who's going to, you know, go to work and do their jobs if they're so worried about justice? And yeah, this is communism, basically. They wanted to destroy capitalism. Everyone's obsessed with, like, you know, racism and sexism and things like that. No one's going to do their jobs. You know, the other day I was thinking about some social justice stuff. I was thinking about it so much that I ended up not even sending emails that I needed to send because I was just obsessed, you know. And that's what's happening on a national level. They're trying to do it to the whole world, actually. Not just America, so watch out, guys. Watch out for the Wall Street Journal. They're a little bit scary if you think about it. How ingeniously evil they are. You ever hear people say, I don't care what anyone thinks about me? They're always like, I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks. But I kind of doubt that that's really true. If they literally didn't care what anybody thought about them, they probably would never shower, right? I know some people don't shower that much, but I mean, it would be way worse than that. Like, if you literally didn't care what anyone thought of you, you would just have, like, food on your face all the time. You would walk around, like, shitting and pissing your pants. And, I don't know, you would tell people they're stupid and fat and ugly and incompetent. You'd probably end up eventually being totally ostracized from society, right? You wouldn't have a job or a family or friends. Kind of sounds like a homeless person, to be honest. And they don't really seem to care what anyone thinks. You know, they walk around naked, or they take craps on the street. They eat out of the garbage. They beg for money. They act kind of crazy because most of them are mentally ill, probably. So that's what it looks like when you literally don't care what others think about you. But most of the people who say this, I notice, they care what people think about them. They care about their image. They wear certain clothes, you know. They're into certain things like hobbies and interests like music. So they care. They care what people think. They have a carefully crafted image, you know. So it's kind of a lie most of the time when people say that. Because if it were true, you know, it's like, why don't you put your money where your mouth is, you know? Walk around with a hot load of shit in your pants if you don't care what people think about you. Just wear really dirty clothes and chew really loudly when you eat in front of people, and just be totally boorish and disgusting if you literally don't care what other people think of you. I'm just calling bullshit on all the people who say that, because I'm kind of frankly sick of hearing that. It's a lie. It's not true. You care what people think. So don't try to bullshit me, alright? Or anyone else. That's all. You know what's kind of a stupid phenomenon in my opinion is, a private social media account. Doesn't that totally defeat the purpose of social media? If you have your account private, why don't you just delete your account? No one cares about your 20 followers, you know? You gotta broadcast your super private secret life to your 20 followers on social media? I don't think so. No one gives a shit. Just delete your stupid private account. It's like kind of like having a public social security number. It's totally pointless, right? The whole point is that it's, you know, a private personal number that's assigned to you. But the opposite of that is like a private social media account. Having a private social media account is kind of like walking around outside in a hazmat suit all the time, with just holes for your eyes so no one can see who you are. I guess there are some people who do that, but it's pretty rare. That's kind of the equivalent of a private social media account. Maybe some people are like worried about their privacy, or maybe they're worried about getting stalked by someone. But if it's really a security issue for you, then you probably shouldn't have an account at all, because it can get hacked by someone, right? So just delete it and stop the fucking charade. It's pretty similar to the "I don't care what anyone thinks about me" charade that people put on. It's total hogwash. You know? Like the wash that comes off a hog when you clean it. That's what it is. Oh, my life is so precious and special and private. I just can't let anyone see it, except for my really close friends. Nobody cares. Nobody even knows you exist. So just get rid of it. Or I'm gonna come and delete it for you. Right in front of your face. And watch you cry like a little baby. Your fucking life will be in shambles after that. Actually, probably you won't care. I won't care. Nobody will care. Nobody will notice that your little private social media account is gone. That's how significant it is. It's pretty much how significant any of us are. Our lives are meaningless and insignificant. So don't live like it's all precious and you need to hide it away. Or else you're gonna just die in obscurity and no one's gonna know you ever existed. Even if you're famous, eventually people will forget about you. So just live life freely and openly. That's the message, okay? Got a little bit worked up this episode. But I was all in, spirit of goodness and loving kindness. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you next week. Bye.